It starts with the silence. Not the kind that's peaceful, not the kind that lets you think. This silence feels heavy, like it's pressing against your chest, like it's trying to remind you of everything you just lost. You wake up and your first thought isn't good morning. It's her face, her voice, that little laugh you thought would be yours forever. You reach for your phone, then stop, because you remembered there's nothing waiting on the other side of that screen. No good morning text, no call, just emptiness. And in that moment, it's tempting to break, tempting to send that one last message, to call her name just to feel alive again, to beg the universe to bring back the way it was. But here's where your story changes, because instead of chasing, you stop. You sit in that silence, and you decide, this is where I rebuild. The truth is, you never really knew your own strength. You thought strength was holding on, strength was fixing, strength was loving so much that you could carry the weight for both of you. But real strength is standing in the ruins and deciding to build something better, even if it's just you. So you start small. You clean your room, you go for a run, you pick up a book instead of your phone. At first it feels pointless, like nothing's changing, like you're just distracting yourself from the truth. But one morning you wake up and you realize you haven't thought about her in hours. That's progress. That's the first brick in the wall of your comeback. Transformation is slow. It's not fireworks. It's not a movie montage with a perfect soundtrack. It's quiet. It's you cooking your own breakfast because no one else will. It's you showing up to the gym when you'd rather lie in bed. It's you saying no to the things that drain you, even if they used to comfort you. You start to notice things, the way the air feels in the morning, the satisfaction of finishing something you started, the look in the mirror when you see your own eyes staring back, a little clearer than before. This is the man she'll remember. Not because you stayed, not because you begged, but because you left and you became something greater. A man who doesn't chase validation. A man who doesn't crumble when someone walks away. A man whose value doesn't depend on anyone else's presence. And here's the secret. One day she'll think of you, not in the way you used to dream about, but in the way that stings her pride, because you didn't just survive, you thrived. And you'll be too far gone, too evolved, for her to catch up. So here's your mission. From this day forward, every rep in the gym, every page you read, every project you start, every habit you master is another brick in the fortress you're building around your soul. Not to keep people out, but to keep yourself from crumbling again. Months from now, you'll look back at this version of yourself, the one who thought life ended when she walked away, and you'll smile because you'll realize she didn't break you. She revealed you, the man you were always meant to become. She was never the destination. She was the storm that forced you to rebuild your house on stronger ground. She was the fire that burned away the parts of you that were weak, insecure, and dependent. And in her absence, you discovered something she could never give you, your own approval. You stopped chasing her and started chasing the man in the mirror. The late nights you spent in silence became mornings where you woke up with purpose. The ache in your chest turned into the drive to work harder, train harder, and live better. The emptiness became space, space to grow, space to breathe, space to become unshakable. Months from now, you'll look back at this version of yourself, the man who thought his world collapsed when she walked away, the man who stayed awake at night, replaying every moment, every word, wondering what he could have done differently. You'll remember him, and you'll smile, not out of arrogance, but out of gratitude, because you'll realize she didn't break you. She revealed you. She stripped away the illusions you were hiding behind. She exposed the places where you were weak, dependent, and unsure of yourself. And in doing so, she gave you the most valuable gift of all, the truth. You see, life has a way of removing what we think we can't live without, so we can finally see that we were the power all along. She was never the prize. You were. She was never the destination. She was the test, and you passed even if you didn't know it yet. In the days after she left, you will feel a deep emptiness, But that emptiness will become the open space you need to rebuild. You will use that space to create discipline, to master your body, your mind, and your purpose. You will turn every tear into fuel, every unanswered message into motivation, every lonely night into the forge where a stronger man is built. You will stop asking, "Why did she do this to me?" And you will start asking, "What will I do for me?" Because when the world strips you down to nothing, you get to decide what gets built back. And as the months pass, your reflection will change. Not just the body, the eyes. They'll carry a calm confidence, a quiet fire, the look of a man who no longer seeks validation from anyone but himself. She might hear whispers about you. She might see the photos, the progress, the life you're building. And maybe, just maybe, she'll think of you late at night and wonder, did I make a mistake? But you'll be too busy living to notice. You won't be waiting for her to come back, because the man you are becoming isn't standing still. You'll be building a life so rich, so full, that anyone who left will realize too late. They could never keep up. And here's the truth. She didn't change you. You changed you, not out of spite, not to prove her wrong, but to finally prove yourself right, to become the man you always knew you could be. The man who is untouchable, unshakable, and unstoppable. So understand this. This pain is not a prison. It's a doorway. Walk through it. Leave the version of yourself who begged, who doubted, who feared on the other side. This is your rise. This is your awakening. This is the part of the story where the man who was broken becomes the man no one can break. Now I'll ask you this. When you picture the man you could become after all this, who is he? What does he look like? How does he live? Answer that in the comments below, because that's the man you're building starting right now. And if this message spoke to you, hit subscribe, click like, and share this with another man who needs to hear it today. Because somewhere out there, there's another man thinking his story's over. Maybe he's sitting alone in his apartment right now, staring at the ceiling in the dark. Maybe he's scrolling through old pictures, wondering how the person who once swore they loved him could disappear without a second thought. Maybe he's questioning his worth, doubting if he'll ever feel whole again. And you, yes, you, could be the reason he realizes it's only just begun. Because when one man rises, he becomes proof that it can be done. He becomes a living example that pain is not the end. It's the turning point. When you share this, you're not just sending a video. You're sending hope. You're sending a reminder that no matter how broken you feel, you are never beyond repair. That heartbreak doesn't have to destroy you. It can forge you. And one day, maybe months or years from now, that same man will reach out and say, "I was lost, but I saw your message, and it made me fight again." Imagine that. Imagine being the spark that lights another man's fire. So stay connected, because this isn't just a channel. This is a brotherhood, a place where men rebuild, rise, and refuse to stay on their knees. Every like, every comment, every share keeps that fire alive. So before you leave, tell me this. If you had to give one piece of advice to the man you were on your worst day, what would you say? Drop it in the comments. Not just for you, but for the man who's going to read it at 3 a.m. when he feels like giving up. Your story isn't over. It's just starting a new chapter. And together, we're going to make it the most powerful one yet.